All right, now, here we have the Associated Depressed. The days of any time, any reason rate hikes and late fee traps have to end, Obama said. I got to thinking as soon as I read that. Is he talking about the Internal Revenue Code? The days of any time, any reason rate hikes and late fee traps have to end? You do your taxes, I talked about this the other, there's one trap after another there. And you don't just pay a little more, they punish you. At issue is how to protect consumers, particularly in a deep recession, while not imposing the kind of rules that could make it harder for banks to offer credit or put credit out of reach by many borrowers. Now, folks, who takes most of your money? That's right. For those of us who actually work and earn an income, the federal government. Who's number two? Well, either your state or local government. Who's number three? Well, either your local or state government. So the top three confiscators of your money are the three levels of government. Did you know that? But we're going to go after those credit card companies. Now, here's the thing. Many people turn to credit cards because they're hurting and they need to pay their bills. Everybody knows that it starts out a low rate and can go very high, but they do it anyway. Everybody knows not to buy a home you can't afford, but people do it anyway. Everybody knows not to buy a car you can't afford, but people do it anyway. And they do it all the time. These are the losers of society. And now, having been irresponsible, they pretend they didn't know. I didn't know the credit card companies could increase my rate to 25%. You didn't? Everybody knows what they do. I didn't know this initial mortgage rate at minus 4% would eventually be 8%. Really? Everybody knows that. What are you, an idiot? Basically, you want to steal money from somebody else, and the rest of us who have credit cards and pay it off every month or pay the balance every month, we're subsidizing you. We're subsidizing the deadbeats. We're subsidizing the deadbeats in housing, the deadbeats in credit cards, the deadbeats with respect to their student loans. We're subsidizing all of it. And then Obama holds a seminar like the mob. Yeah, that's right. Oh, you guys come in. Well, we don't want to come in. Well, you better come in. Well, we want to pay you back. You're not allowed to pay us back. And here we are. Al Capone, a.k.a. Rahm Emanuel, the Chicago mob. There it is. And because the firewalls of the Constitution have been breached, what's to stop them? We have one-party government right now. And that's the way they want it. But the problem is we're outnumbered, folks, because there are people, those damn credit card companies. Well, then why do you have a credit card? Well, it's my right. No, it isn't, idiot. No, it isn't. But let's listen to Obama, and I want you to tell me if he sounds like an American president or a dictator. Here he is after meeting with credit card execs today. Cut 4. Go.
First of all, I think that there has to be strong and reliable protections for consumers. Protections that ban unfair rate increases and forbid abusive fees and penalties.
Let's start with the IRS.
The days of any time, any reason, rate hikes, and late fee traps have to end. Number 2, all the forms and statements that credit card companies send out have to be written in plain language and be in plain sight. No more fine print, no more confusing terms and conditions. We want clarity and transparency from here on out.
You're so full of crap. You're pathetic. You're pathetic. You control the Internal Revenue Code. Have you given this directive to the administrator of the IRS? No more fine print. The Internal Revenue Code is all fine print. The regulations that your government spits out, 75,000 pages a year, fine print, where your eyes go crossed. No more confusing terms and conditions. What are you talking about? Everything the government does is confusing. And the terms and conditions. Well, this form goes with this one, and this goes with this one, and I forgot this permit, this form, this certificate, under penalty of perjury. He wants clarity and transparency. The government spits out more crap, more paper, more fine print, more rules and regulations that smother more people than any entity on the face of the earth, and I'm supposed to be upset with the credit card companies. It's amazing. Shall we hear some more? Cut 5. Go.
So we believe that it's important to require firms to make all their contract terms easily accessible online.
Stop a second. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a man who says that the Constitution is living and breathing. And his supporters, like Ruth, what's her name? Ginsburg. Baby Ruth Ginsburg on the Supreme Court. They want to use foreign law. Here we have plain English in the Constitution of the United States, and what do they keep saying? Ignore the plain English. It's living and breathing. It's a social contract, but we don't have to comply with the terms and the conditions. Our society's too complex. And yet, when it comes to credit cards, we want it in plain English. We want it understandable. And you're to follow the rule of law. Word for word, strict interpretation. So everybody can understand it. Now, I wish one of these credit card guys would have had the guts to say to him, you know what, Mr. President? You don't get to tell us how to do our business. We will litigate and fight you every step of the way. When you fix up the Internal Revenue Code, when you fix up all the bureaucracies that spit out their regulations in the Federal Register, when you comply with the Constitution as is written, the terms and plain conditions in the Constitution, maybe I'll give a listen to what you have to say. But in the meantime, all the authority that you have over these agencies and the responsibility you have to interpret the Constitution, seems to me, Mr. President, you have a lot of work to do. That would be the next Republican nominee for president. Where is he? He's nowhere. We'll be right back.
Mark Levin.